Merhaba, ben Emine. You probably heard of something called vowel harmony. This will seem complicated to you at the learning stage, but we Turks want to make less effort when we are speaking. We want our words flow without forcing our tongue and without getting tired. That's why we call vowel harmony exist. So what about us? Why do we learn vowel harmony? When will it work for us? Is it necessary for you to learn? Sorry guys, you know, Turkish is agglutinative language. When you want to make sentence, you have to add suffix at the end of the some words. And our problem is that the suffix you will use will have multiple forms. For example, plural suffix have two different forms, ler and lar. I cannot say çocuklar, I have to say çocuklar for plural kid, I mean children. Or I cannot say giysiler, I have to say giysiler. For another example, in this language we have past tense suffix in four different forms. D, di, do, dü. How do we use this suffix with words? If my word is gel, which means come, and if I'm going to use it in the past tense, I mean came, I cannot say geldi or geldi or geldu. I have to say geldi because I cannot or you cannot decide which one to use. Vowel harmony decide this. That's why I say this is the one of the most basic subject of Turkish and I start right away. First rule is general rule. So we start with this. It's simple. There will be only two ways in front of you. Either you go right or you go left. You can take note of the table on the screen. I will not give you a long definition sentence. You will understand with a few examples. If the last vowel of the word is back vowel, then the vowel in the suffix come after the word must also a back vowel. This is the way 1, right way. And the second way, the left way, if the last vowel of the word is a front vowel, the vowels that follow must also be a front vowel. I'm either going this way or going this way. As you can see, there are two ways in front of us. And it's very simple. Let's look at the suffix lash in Turkish. It gives the word the meaning of the transforming from the one state to another. It has two different forms, lash and leş. If the last vowel of the word that will come to end in back vowel, it will have the suffix laş because laş has a back vowel. But if the last vowel of the word is a front vowel, the suffix will be leş in the form of front vowel will be used. İyi, which means good. The last vowel of the word is i. That is the front vowel. So I'm going to use the leş suffix, the form with e. İyi, good, iyileş, become good. It gives new meaning to getting better from a worse situation. Covid-19 virüsüne yakalandım ama iyileştim. Siyah, it means black. Last vowel is a, back vowel. Therefore, I will use back vowel in the suffix to. I will bring to end of the word laş. Siyah is black. Siyahlaş is become black. It took a new meaning of the returning to color black from a different color or a light tone. Boya sayesinde saçlarım siyahlaştı. Sert, which means hard. The last and only vowel of the word is e. Front. Therefore, the suffix will be leş. It took a new meaning of becoming harder from a softer state. Yüzümdeki maske sertleşti. That's it. If it's back, continue with back form. If it's front, continue with front form. This is our first rule. The second rule is 4 ways vowel harmony. It's a little more complicated, but you can actually make it practical everyday use by making little example. In Turkish, some suffix can have 4 different forms. This time you have 4 ways. For example, there are suffixes created with 2 front and 2 back vowels, like past tense suffix. D and do with back vowel, di and do with front vowel. Past tense suffix used with different words with 4 different ways. Let's look at the verb gel, which means come. If I want to say come in the shape of the past tense, I will put one of the suffix of past tense at the end of the word. Okay, gel, it means come. Gel ends with a, front vowel. Beautiful. I will use suffix with the front vowel. That was the previous rule. I'm looking now. Di, also do, or have front vowel. What should we do now? The rule we just learned is insufficient in this case. We have a table of back and front vowels. Now notice the letters next to each other. I after A, I after E, U after O, and Ü after Ö. Let's try to understand by looking at the table and example words. Look at the 4 different forms of past tense suffix. D, di, do, do. We have 4 suffix, so we have 4 ways, but we don't know which suffix, which way is true for any word. Kal, which means stay. To say it in past tense, I mean state. How do we do? If the last vowel of the word is a, the vowel of the suffix, it must be I. So the suffix will be d. Kal, stay, kaldı, state. The second word, gel, which means come. The syllable after e must have I in it. I mean di. Gel, come. Geldi, came. Doctor is doctor. The last vowel, o. If you look at the table, u should come after o. I'm gonna put the past tense suffix is in the form of do. Doktor, doctor, doktordu. He or she was doctor. Çöz, it means solve. I see the ö. If I want to use the verb in the past tense, in which form should I use suffix? If ö exists, it continues with ü. Which suffix? Dü. Çöz, solve, çözdü, solved. By the way, there is another point. If the last vowel of the word ends with ı, the suffix will still be in the form of produced by ı. If the ends with u, the suffix is made with u again. If the last vowel of the word is I, the suffix will have I again. If it ends with ü, the suffix with ü. It won't be changed. Okay? Like what? Like büyü, like sil. Büyü, which means grow, get bigger. Büyü. You see the last letter is ü. The letter of the past tense suffix must also contain the same. This time it will not change because the word is ends with ü. Büyü, get bigger. Büyüdü, got bigger. Another example, sil, delete. Sil, it is I. The letter is still the same. It won't change. I put the past tense suffix di. Sildi, deleted. With another sample, you will understand better. Now let's do it using the suffix sız, siz, sus, süs. It is using in 4 different forms again. This suffix, which means without in English. How do we use this suffix? boya, paint, boyasız, without paint. Renk, color, renksiz, without color. Yol, way, yolsuz, without way. Göl, lake, gölsüz, without lake. Ölüm, death, ölümsüz, without death. Most common usage, deathless. This is how it continues. What we learned in this video? In the first rule, we divided the vowels into two, as a, o, u, and e, i, ö, ü. In the second rule, we detailed it a, o, u, e, i, ö, ü. In particular, you should do a lot of practice on second rule, like a, kaldı, e, i, dedi, ö, döndü, o, dondu. Like this, okay? Now, let's look at the subject from a different aspect. Don't forget what we learned. The first letter is open and the second is closed vowel. Therefore, when I say a Turkish word, I open my mouth at the beginning and close it towards the end of the word. In this way, words are more melodious. I spend less effort and speaking becomes easier. That's all I have to say about it. I hope you understand well. If you have anything on your mind, you can reach me from our email address or our Instagram account. Also, please don't forget to write your opinions in the comment section below. Your opinions are important to us, friends. For now, take care. Kendine iyi bak.